Hey, everybody. We're back today. This is a new show we're featuring. It's called Sports Beat. I'm here with Glen Kellaway from the basement. Glenn, how's it going, man?
It's going fantastic.
We've been
I
looking
am,
forward to this. This is
oh,
something that came out of really nowhere. We were sitting around making a video with Sam St. John from the band about a week and a half ago, and we were waiting for Sam, who's perennially a little bit late, and Glenn were just Glenn and I were just chewing the fat about sports, and we said we should have a channel, and here we go. We have one. So Glenn really pushed it. I'm glad he did because this is something I've been thinking about, but I didn't have the guts to pull the trigger on. So here we are today. I'm glad you brought that up, Glenn. This is awesome, really.
yeah, we're excited.
And we're two passionate sports fans. Me from the Philadelphia area, Glenn from the Toronto area. You know, I have my Eagles, Phillies, Flyers. He's got his Jays, Raptors, and believe it or not, Raiders. So
Let me tell you something. That as soon as Randy Nelson turns in on this video, he's going to unsubscribe to your channel when he sees me wearing the Raiders outfit.
Well, we're all 1-0.
Yeah.
The Eagles are 1-0. The Raiders and Randy's Chiefs. So
Yeah.
there you go. Out of the gate.
There we
quick.
go. Yeah.
So
cool.
what did you think of the first week? I mean, there were some outstanding games. Really.
Oh, they couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
I mean,
good way to kick the season off. You know.
Oh, it was incredible. There were some great games, especially the night games were.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I'm still flying from that Ravens that
overtime
game.
Was so they had
Weird.
it, then they didn't have it, then they had it again.
Oh, when they called it back to the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
And all the players are already shaking hands and patting each other on the back and then have to come back. And then the Ravens fumble the ball.
Oh my God. Brutal. And last night's game was down to the wire with the Giants and the Washington football team too, you know.
Unbelievable. Great ending again. Man, the kicker misses the field goal and the guy from the Giants goes offside. Oh man, they was ready to kick that guy's ass. No kidding. That's just undisciplined. They were undisciplined a lot. They did a lot of offsides and illegal motions, and
they're not ready to win. They obviously have some problems there.
But they got a wonderful quarterback. I was really impressed. I haven't really watched him too much before. I just kind of read about him, but I was really impressed with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to be a keeper. Yeah.
He does have good ability, yeah. Anyway, we're just going to talk about our show a little bit about what we're going to do. We're going to meet every Friday, talk about what's going on. It's not just football. When baseball playoffs come around, we're going to hit that pretty good. We're both hockey fans, so that's going to be in play. So we're going to be doing whatever's relevant in the sports world, I guess, and give our opinions and talk about it. And we'd love to get some interaction with people out there. In fact, we'd love for people to come on with us. So it's not just a two-man show, hopefully. We'd like to have some people in the comments tell us, yeah, I'd like to do this. If it's a guest appearance or if you want to be a regular, let us know. What do you think?
Awesome. Glenn? Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's inclusive. We want to be inclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know those sports fans are out there lurking somewhere, and we're going to draw
There's
them
a few.
In.
We will. Even if you just are from a town, you're just a fan, not a fan of your own team. Sure. If you want to come on and just talk about your city and your team and the sports action that's going on in your local area, it'd be nice to hear some talk about, like Randy could come on and talk about what's going on in KC or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Anybody.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do to kick off the season, we're going to do a quarterback ranking of who we think are the 10 top quarterbacks in the league right now, not historically, but this year. And later in the show, we're going to do some predictions. Glenn and I are going to put our cash on the line and make some bold predictions.
Yeah. Are we getting, this is going to be in US funds. So it's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you.
Anyway, what else do we have in the NFL? I mean, our teams won, so we're happy about that. I was pleasantly surprised about the Eagles, man. They really put it to the Falcons. I mean, didn't see it coming. But.
It's Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any. Usually, week one's kind of a week for the underdogs to win.
They
The
surprise
good
some
teams
people.
start to get serious as it goes on.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting. The Packers sucked. I mean,
they got their heads
ooh,
handed to them.
yeah. Is that? I have this feeling in that I'm not a Packers hater by any means. I I don't have a passion for them, but I appreciate them. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, just with that shaky offseason he had, it was kind of controversial and didn't look like he wanted to come back. And I
I
think
think
they're
there's
kind
a
of
lot of
starting
stuff
off.
going on with him, and maybe the players are not sure that he's buying into being the leader of the team anymore, because he was hosting Jeopardy. He had this romance with Danica Patrick that broke up. Now he's dating an actress, and he's all over the tabloids. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I kind of think it's going to affect their season.
Yeah,
When I was doing the rankings for who I thought would be the top quarterbacks this year, I had a hard time ranking Aaron Rodgers because in my gut I get the feeling he's not going to have a successful season as we would expect.
yeah, I kind of think you're right. I put him in my list, but it's
Yeah,
shaky
yeah,
just on reputation because he is awesome. I mean, let's say, or
yeah.
was.
Yeah, I'll be interested. I mean, the Packers have a good team, and that's kind of a weak division, right? I don't really think. I mean, the Lions
The Lions
aren't
are
good.
horrendous. Yeah,
I don't know if the Bears are improving at all.
mediocre.
Yeah, and Vikings.
I'm
Well,
not sure about them. I mean,
you never know.
they surprise you year to year. I like their quarterback. I
Yeah,
like Kirk Cousins. He's never really done much, but I like when I see him play, he plays with a lot of guts and a lot of heart. He can take a hit, but they
yeah.
never seem to win. Washington didn't win with him. The Vikings haven't won with him, so who knows?
I'm a Michigan State guy, so I followed a bit of his college career. So I've
Yeah,
always been a Kirk Cousins
I
guy
kind of like
too.
him.
So yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of a
it'll be
gutsy
interesting.
guy.
Yeah. Now, without getting political, I think he's an anti-COVID kind of guy. So
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that.
I don't know what that's another dynamic that teams are going to have to deal with this year.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
yeah. So there could be a lot of weird stuff happening.
You want to do our quarterback ranking now, or do you want to
I
save it for a
do.
little bit? Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do that. You want to just run down yours through, and I'll go with second, or how do you want to play it?
Do you want me to do my bottom five, and then you do
Yeah, go
your
ahead.
bottom five, and then we'll do the top
Sure.
five?
Okay.
Okay. I had a hard time with number 10 because I had two guys I wanted to put on it, and they fought it out until about 2 minutes before the video started. It was Tago I have a hard time pronouncing that guy's name from Miami.
Miami, yeah.
Yeah. Tago Valola and Kyler Murray from Arizona.
Yeah.
And I ended up going with Kyler Murray from Arizona. I just think this is a young guy who's really got he's a pretty talented guy. Yeah, I think they got a good one.
Yeah, he made my list too.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a breakthrough year this year. I think there's a few guys who are going to, but he's my number 10.
Okay.
Number 9. Finally, I think Derek Carr is going to have a good year. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback on a mediocre team. And you just know from hearing interviews with him over the years that he is passionate about winning. He's frustrated losing. And I think Mr. Gruden's kind of turning the team around. And I think Derek Carr is going to have a really banner year this year. He played really well on Monday night. So, or was it Sunday night?
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Or was it Monday night?
I can't remember now. Jeez, we're getting old.
We're getting old. I think it was Monday.
It was Monday night. It was the Monday nighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 8, Jimmy Garoppolo from
Nice.
From the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to have a real good year this year. They had a good opening week.
Yeah.
And he's my number 8. Number 7, who he had a couple of bad fumbles on Monday night, but I still think he's going to have a great season, is Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
He pretty much cost them the game on Monday night, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting week this week to see if they can turn it around against the Chiefs. They're hosting the Chiefs. So
Yeah, that's a good ball game there.
yeah. And my number 6, I got to go with my wife's favorite football team, the Seattle Seahawks, and Russell Wilson.
Nice.
He looked pretty good against the Colts on the weekend.
Yeah, he's very consistent. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good start. I went with a couple young guys at the 10, 9, and 8 position here. I've got Baker Mayfield at 10 from the Browns. I just think eventually they have to win. I mean, how many years in a row can they not?
That is sad.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Cleveland games. I'm an NFC guy mostly, and they're not on national TV much. But I had a hard time with the quarterbacks. I really did. A lot of the guys that are old standbys have retired, like the Drew Breeses, the Phillip Rivers. They're out of the league. Deshaun Watson is suspended or whatever he's doing.
What's going on with him? I'm sorry to interrupt the thing, but Tyrod Taylor's the starting quarterback. And Deshaun, is this because he was demanding a trade?
It's because of his off the field activities. I think he was.
Really?
Beating a woman, I think. And
that's right too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's carried over to the season. Mm-hmm. This guy's immensely talented. I think he would be on my list.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had a hard time finding 10 that I really like. Some of like Roethlisberger, I think is pretty much shot. So he didn't make my list.
Oh, they surprised the Bills on Sunday.
I know. Anyway, get back to my list. I got Baker Mayfield at 10. Joe Burrow, I like this guy for Cincinnati. I think he's a young stud, played at LSU, tore it up down there. He's my guy at 9. I've got Kyler Murray, your pick, at 8 from the Arizona Cardinals. Immensely talented, runs the ball like a fullback almost. He's a big guy, like him a lot. Number 7, I've got Matthew Stafford. I think he's going to have a big year out in LA with the Rams. Detroit didn't do him any favor all those years with that horrendous organization. So I think he's got a new lease on life out there, and I think he's going to come up big. And number 6, I've got Lamar Jackson, same guy as you, from Baltimore. Again, he's a former MVP of the league, super talented. Only
exciting players.
Very exciting. So those are my 10 through 6.
Wow, I've got that's a pretty good starting list. 5. Wow, you got that's amazing. Okay, well, my number 5 is a gentleman we talked about, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I had to give him the respect and put him in the top 5, but I just if it wasn't for past performance, I don't know if I may have put him at like number 10 because like I said, I just have this feeling it's not going to be the year that they expect to have, but you don't know. I mean, the guy's one of the great quarterbacks and deserves the respect. Number 4, Josh Allen in Buffalo. Really exciting quarterback, and he had a bad first week too. But I was reading an article this week. They said don't come to any conclusions on what happened in the first week of the season. Like you can't just go, hey, this guy's going to suck all year because they had a bad game. But he's Buffalo's ranked real high this year. I think they're a Super Bowl contender, really.
Yeah,
and they probably will win that. I'm thinking they're going to win that division.
They should.
Yeah. So Josh Allen. My number 3, you mentioned, I think he's going to have a monster year, is Matthew Stafford.
There we go. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I just watched this guy. Like he's had, how many years was he with Detroit? 10 years, 9 years?
Yeah, at least.
Playing with a mediocre team every year.
He put up good numbers every year, but they couldn't get over the hump,
No. And this guy, like, it's funny with Goff they basically traded quarterbacks going to Detroit. I think he's just going to be going, why am I here? Exactly. What happened?
He got the short end of the stick.
Yeah. And he's watching Stafford take over his team, which the Rams have a pretty good team.
I think so too. Yeah. And their coach is a young, dynamic coach with good offensive skills. So I think Stafford's in for a big year.
Yeah, just a team to watch. So I got Stafford at number 3. My number 2, I hate putting them on the list because I can't say I don't like him. I respect, obviously, probably the greatest quarterback of all time, at least by his record, is Tom Brady.
Right.
But I'm not a Patriots fan, so I could never root for Tom Brady. But now he's with the Bucks. I don't really have any dislike of him or anything, and I totally respect what he's accomplished. And again, my gut feeling is the man's 44 years old. The Bucks had a magical season last year. I know they have a pretty solid lineup, but man, are they going to repeat that again? Like, that's pretty hard to do that again. And he's getting older. One knock, and he's gone for a hip replacement. It's like
absolutely, yeah. I don't see it either, but you have to give him respect. He's earned it.
That's why I put him at number 2. And number 1, I only did this to suck up to Randall Nelson, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I don't think you can deny it.
I always think teams, they have to learn how to lose before they can win, almost like, and they went to the Super Bowl last year and got totally embarrassed. And I think that's kind of like, now they kind of know how to do it. I think they learned.
Well, they won the year before, right? Didn't they win Andy Reid and company? I think they won 2 years ago.
Yeah. So
that was a kick in the teeth. They were the favorites going into that game against Tampa.
Yeah.
I was surprised they lost, but
yeah. So I think Casey, Mahomes is going to have a monster year and exciting player. Yeah.
Yeah. My top 2 are similar. I have at number 5, Dak Prescott from Dallas.
Oh.
I think this guy is a talented player. He would have had a big year last year had he not got hurt. He's a good leader. I think he's got a big upside. Great offensive line in front of him. I think he's in for a big year. Number 4, Russell Wilson. You mentioned him earlier from the Seahawks. Fantastic quarterback. I love watching him play. He's exciting. He gets out of these impossible spots and either can scramble or hit somebody downfield. I think he's a major talent.
Mm-hmm.
My top 3 are just on reputation. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure of that pick because I see a lot of internal stuff going on there. But just on who he is and what he's done, I'm putting him in the 3 spot. Number 2 is Tom Brady.
We agreed on that one.
We agree on that, right on the money. I mean, he's 7 Super Bowl rings, 3 MVPs. What can you say?
Yeah.
I was looking at his career record. Check this winning 1-loss record in regular season. 231 wins and 69 losses.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. And 7 rings.
He might get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's got a shot. My number 1 is the same as yours, Patrick Mahomes. I think he's the most talented quarterback out there, and he's in a good system. They throw the ball like constantly, and a lot of downfield stuff. He's got it all. Andy's a good coach. I mean, I know he was maligned in Philly here, but they were close to winning here, and I'm glad he finally got his ring out there. And Mahomes is the right quarterback for him. He's better than Donovan McNabb was here. So
doesn't everybody get maligned in Philly after a while?
We have that reputation.
A tough crowd. You guys are a tough crowd.
Ask Santa Claus sometime. I'll tell you.
How come Carson Wentz didn't make your list?
Carson Wentz, I'm down on Carson Wentz. He's a little sensitive, Carson. He couldn't take the booze. He couldn't take the media. They ran him out on a rail. The one guy that almost made my list, and I'm not sold on him yet, is Josh Allen. I know Buffalo's good, but he has to prove it to me. I want to see him light it up week after week, and then
Geez, I put him at number 4.
I like Kirk Cousins too. He's a tough guy. I wish he was on a better team. I have a question for you. Who's more washed up, Ben Roethlisberger or Matt Ryan? Who do you think's had it?
Oh, I think I'm going to give that title to Matt Ryan.
Okay. There's some food for thought. Let us know what you think out there.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Big Ben. Ben's success is all going to depend on the line in front of him protecting him, because obviously he's not running for cover from anybody. He's just standing there like a pylon. throwing, just distributing the ball when he can.
I know.
But yeah, he's getting old, and yeah, he's been a great quarterback. He's a big man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
It'll
doubt.
be interesting. But yeah, two guys on the kind of
They're hanging on by a thread.
they're hanging on. Yeah.
But Ben came in the league, I believe, the same year as Eli Manning and Philip Rivers, and those guys are already retired. So
Yeah.
I don't know what he's waiting for.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what's exciting though is I don't know if there's ever been a better time in the NFL for young quarterbacks, like exciting quarterbacks. So when we're losing all the old guard, when Tom Brady hangs them up, and Roethlisberger and Matt Ryan and all these guys go, there's some great young guys coming up behind them.
A change of the guard for sure.
Yeah, which is nice to see.
These guys are playing rookies. I mean, guys I don't really know much about till I see them. But
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I was really impressed with Washington's young guy too, Heineke.
He's got ability too. He's better than you think. I like him.
He threw some nice passes last night.
And the Giant guy had a good game, you know?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
Exciting guys. Yeah. I almost put Carson Wentz on my list because I think he's got something to prove.
He does. And he has talent. I think I don't exactly know what I couldn't put my finger on what's wrong with him, whether it's ego or he's not really a team player or he's sensitive, he can't take criticism. It just spiraled out of control here in Philly. I mean, he started out like a house of fire, and then I don't know. It never recovered. Once Nick Foles won that Super Bowl, he was looking over his shoulder constantly, and he couldn't ever get the team back in his favor. It never worked.
Yeah. Do you like Nick Foles?
I like him. I liked him then. I mean, he's pretty much a backup now. I like him as a player. Yes, I do.
How do you think Philly's going to do this year?
Well, let's see. I know we have one more game on the schedule, so I'm used to saying 8-8, but we're playing 17 games this year.
Yeah.
In the league, so I'm going to go 8-9.
Really? Eh? Is that good enough to win that division?
No. There'll be a game short. Yeah, it's a shitty division. I agree.
Yeah. Who's going to win that division?
Dallas.
Dallas, really? Eh?
I like Dallas.
At 9-8.
9-8. Eagles at 8-9. Washington football team at 8-9. Also, they're about level, and then the Giants will pull up the rear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a competitive division.
They beat on each other. They play tough games against each other, but they don't seem to win against anybody else.
But there's a lot of parity in the NFL, so that's not the only division that finishes like there's a few teams that are going to finish 11-6, but there's a lot of teams going to be finishing 9-8 and 8-9.
I think so too. I think the NFC East is a better division than the AFC East. Buffalo's the only good team there. Miami is unproven. The Jets are always terrible. And New England, what are they? They miss Brady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that could be
Although, they lost. So the Patriots lost to Miami, right? On the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So, and then the Bills are at home to Miami. Are away in Miami this week. And Miami doesn't look too bad, really. But
I hear they have a good defense. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Against Josh Allen and company.
Yeah. That'd be another good thing to do is next year, maybe next week we should give our predictions on where teams are going to finish.
Next week.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could run that down. Before we get to our this week predictions, I want to throw a little baseball tidbit at you.
I was hoping you'd do that.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. of your Toronto Blue Jays.
Vladdy.
Just hit his 45th home run, I believe, recently.
What a year.
22 years old. And the trivia question that I was amazed at, he becomes the fourth Major League Baseball player in history to hit his 45th home run at age 22 or younger.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you saw this or not. But the other three, Joe DiMaggio, Eddie Matthews, and Johnny Bench, all Hall of Famers.
Wow. Pretty good company.
So he's obviously immensely talented. And he's probably about hit 50 by the end of the year. I mean, come on.
I would think he would. Yeah, the way
Yeah.
they're scoring runs right now, it's just
Yeah.
insane. I don't know if there's ever. I think they set major league records last weekend, didn't they, against the Yankees in Baltimore? First, they go into New York. They take 4 straight,
Which is
from the
amazing.
Yankees in New
Yeah.
York, and New York never had the lead in one of those 4 games.
Wow,
once.
I didn't know that. How about
First
that?
time since 1922 that's ever happened to the Yankees.
Wow.
So that's crazy. And then they go into Baltimore and they score 47 runs in 4 games. One game
Was it 22 or 24 or something?
Yeah, the last game was 22 runs, but the
Yeah.
first the game before it, they played a doubleheader, so 2 7-inning games. They came back in both of them. One they were getting no hit going into the 6th inning, and they scored 11 runs in the 6th and the 7th inning. It got me thinking, because here's a trivia question for you. They went through the complete order in the same inning, and I started to think, what's the most amount of consecutive batters that ever
That's a great one.
played an inning? What do you think? What do you think the number is?
Do you
I
know
looked
it?
it up. I looked
Oh,
it
okay.
up.
Oh, good. I'm gonna take a shot. The most ever. Well, to bat around twice, you'd have to be 18. I'm gonna say that's not happening. I'm gonna go 17.
23.
Oh my goodness.
Boston Red Sox over Detroit.
Wow. That is
Yeah,
incredible.
they scored 17 runs
in 1 inning.
Yeah.
How far back does that go?
Not that far back, within the last decade or so. Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jays are just a offensive monster, and their pitching's coming around, and they finally corrected the bullpen issues. I think they've got the right guys coming in at the right time. So is there anything right now, like that American League East division, the fight between the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Jays for those wild card spot is just nuts.
It is. They're like almost even, or they were.
Yeah,
even
they
the
are.
other day.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees lost in extra innings to Baltimore last night. They were up 2-1 and ended up losing 3-2.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just my team, the Phillies, they're up, down, up, down. Last night they're down 7-0 in the 4th inning, and they end up winning 17-8.
Wow.
They had a 7-run inning and a 6-run inning. Ridiculous.
You know what the thing is with baseball now is the starters. Like if you have a hard time with a starter's no hitting you, somehow you just got to wait till he tires himself out. And once they bring in the relief, no one has really strong like relief pitching. And so if your team's down 7-0 after the 5th inning, there's a good chance the relief pitcher is going to come in and you're going to get 7 runs.
Yeah.
Like it's I've never seen so many games where you can't really turn them off. You used to be able to just go 7-0, game's over.
Right.
Now it's like the games don't start until the 5th inning.
It's true. Starting pitching is what it's all about, though. You have to have it.
Yeah.
And a good closer. You have that combination, you're going to be in every game, I think.
Yeah.
That middle relief, like you said, that you get into those 5th, 6th, 7th innings, nobody's got quality stuff there.
No. Well, it's it's hit and miss, right? No. You wouldn't want to bet on it.
There's been 10 no-hitters this year in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Which is an all-time record.
Mm-hmm.
They said it before, it was about the balls, or they're putting some kind of stuff, and now they're checking the gloves after every half inning. And
yeah, isn't it funny how when they first put this rule in that they were checking the gloves and the hat and everything, that there was a couple of pitchers who just made a big deal out of it, and they were throwing tantrums on the field.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, now they just walk up to the umpire and they start joking. Here's my hat.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. It's just what they were whining about. It was just silly.
If you're clean, you're clean. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. When did baseball become a sport where the pitchers could only pitch? When the pitch count became such a deal? Is it because the pitchers throw so much harder now that it's harder on their bodies? Or, you go back to Sandy Koufax and Whitey Ford and all these old time pitchers, they pitched 9 innings and, walked off the field.
I don't know when it changed, but Now they have 5-man rotations. In the old days when we grew up, it was 4-man rotations.
Yeah.
The guys, everybody completed their games pretty much. Koufax and Gibson and Seaver, those guys
Yeah.
went 9 innings every time out. Sandy Koufax had a short career, his arm issues, whatever, but Seaver and some of these other guys who threw hard, Gibson, they had 15, 20-year careers. So
Yeah.
the 9 innings or 100 they didn't even count pitches back then that I know of.
No.
That's a relative the 25 last 30 years that started, and I don't like it because they pull guys out when they're pitching no hitters now. I mean, it's
I know,
ridiculous.
it's crazy. Yeah, and then the starting pitcher will be having an awesome game, but he hits a certain pitch count and they take him out, and then the reliever comes in and he blows the game wide open.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it happens all the
I think
time.
it has to do with science, analytics. There's too much thinking going on. Just let the guys go out and play, for God's sake,
Analytics has really, it's changed sports for sure. I don't want to say it's ruined it, because in some ways it has, in some ways it's probably helped, but it's crazy. And even the shift, like the shift drives.
I was just going to say the shift. I don't like the shift either.
Outlaw.
I mean,
it's an illegal formation.
And I don't understand why hitters, when they see an obvious shift, just bunt the ball down the third baseline or wherever they're not at and get your hit. Make them pay for it.
You know why? Because players can't bunt these days.
Well, learn.
When's the last time you see a good bunter in baseball too? It's just changed. Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Oh, they come up. It's embarrassing actually to watch. Yeah.
The game has changed.
Crazy. Yeah, it has. But still the grand old sport. I love it. And
baseball's my favorite sport. Always has been. I love it, but it's got flaws like anything else.
Yeah. Have you got any parks that you'd like to visit?
I've only been to, other than the Philly stadiums, I've only been to one, and that's Camden Yards in Baltimore. I liked it a lot. I haven't been around to the other ones. How about yourself?
No, I've been to I forget what they call it now, but AT&T Park in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium. I love that. That was just
Pittsburgh's my favorite. I should make it out to Pittsburgh and check that out, because that's visually stunning with those yellow bridges out there.
Yeah,
the river
I'd love to do
and
that
right
too.
field. I would like to see Pittsburgh. Of course, I like the old stadiums, Fenway and Wrigley. They're the best,
Yeah. Now, being in Philly, like, I mean, how far a drive? You can drive to New York and Baltimore and Washington. They must be pretty close.
Washington's about 2.5 hours. New York, hour and a half. Pittsburgh's 5.5 hours.
And you haven't been to any of the games in Washington, or have you been to Yankee Stadium, or?
No.
Oh man, I'm dying. I said that to my wife. I said that's kind of one of my bucket list trips. Once they open the border, get over this pandemic thing, I'd love to do that whole East Coast thing. Like go to New York and Philly and Washington and Baltimore. You could hit 4 places probably within a week, right?
Have a great
absolutely. Week
of
baseball.
Just got to line the schedule up and hit them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fenway's still a tough ticket though. Boston, I think they sell out pretty much every game.
Yeah. But I'd love to do a baseball trip. It'd be great. See some of these stadiums. Tiger Stadium.
That's another one.
Yeah. There's a few.
There's so many good, but the San Francisco one's really Dodger Stadium.
Oh, it's beautiful. Park. It would be good. Yeah.
There's so many great Colorado, Coors Field. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. No, there's some great parks. Yeah, love to go down. Yeah, I'm hoping. Well, my daughter lives in Florida, and I'm hoping when we go down there, I'll maybe take in a game, Tampa Bay game or something. Yeah. That's another team I can't figure out. Tampa Bay.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Every year they're right there with no payroll at all. They don't pay anybody, but they get these guys to get these young stud pitchers, and they have good position players. They play good defense.
I would say if I was running a team, I would be going to Tampa and tampering with their scouting staff and saying, hey, how much?
I know.
I need to know what you know.
That's where it all starts, because they get young talent, man.
Yeah, amazing. And Kevin Cash, underrated manager, because he keeps doing it every year.
Can you imagine him with a good team?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm watching that even with the Jays. Like they brought in Montoya as the manager. He's been there a couple of years now, and he's doing fine. But is he the guy that's going to take him to the promised land? Because they are getting to the point now where they're a serious contender. I think next year will be the year that they probably are competing for that division. And I just don't know if he's the guy. Do they bring in the serious manager then? I don't know. The
Hard
guy
to
who gets you over the hump, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. You want to do our predictions?
Let's do our predictions.
You got a coin there to flip?
I don't, actually.
I don't either.
So, okay. So I'll let you go first this week. How's that? I'll pretend I flipped the coin.
All right. So we have 4 games that we're looking at, right?
Yep.
I'm going to.
So let's explain what we're going to do here.
Yeah,
so
go
we're
ahead.
going to pick
You explain
4 every week. We're going to pick 4 games. Rich threw 2 into the hat. I threw 2 into the hat. Then whoever picks first gets their pick of any of those 4 games. We're going to bet $10 a game in U.S. funds, and then we'll see at the end of the year who owes who a bunch of money, and maybe I can go out and buy myself some new records. So I'm hoping take advantage of you.
Sounds good.
So you're going to go first, and then I'm going to go second, and you're going to go third, and I'm going to go fourth.
All right. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys plus 3.5 at the Chargers.
I'm going to get a pen so I can write this down. You're taking the Dallas Cowboys?
Yep.
Wow. At the Chargers. Wow. I think that Chargers got a pretty underrated team this year. That'll be interesting.
They do. I can't see Dallas going out of the gate 0-2 because I'm picking them to win the division. So I think they're going to upset. If not, they'll get the 3.5 points, maybe close game.
Wow. Interesting. I am going to pick the Saints at the Panthers, and I'm going to pick the Panthers. 3.5 points. I think I'm going to pick the Panthers at home.
Panthers.
Why am I doing that? I don't know.
All right, Glenn's taking the Panthers
plus 3.5.
All right. My next pick is going to be I'm actually going to take Baltimore, the Ravens, plus 3.5 at home against Kansas City.
I think that's a great pick.
I like the home dog in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got something to prove after last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last one is the Bills at the Dolphins. I think the Bills are going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game, so I'm going to pick the Dolphins with the points.
Nice. Okay. How about that? So you picked 2 home underdogs. I picked 1 home underdog, and I picked the underdog on the road. So we're all getting points. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, that's fun.
And whoever I pick, you get the opposite. That's the way we're working, right?
Yeah. And next week I'll pick first.
Okay. And we'll see
we'll keep a track of it until the end of the year.
$10 a pop.
Yeah, $10 a game.
Records
and if
are
anybody,
on the
line. Please comment what games you would pick out of those 4: Saints, Panthers, Cowboys, Chargers, Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. Let us know what your choices would be.
Those are the 4 games we're looking at. You're welcome to chip in with your opinions. Tell us whether we're full of crap or we know what we're talking about. Either way. Anyway, anything else to hit on before we're here? Did you watch that tennis? We were talking U.S. Open.
Oh, loved it. Loved the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Leila Fernandez, Canadian, 18 years old, goes to the finals. Yeah, it was amazing. What a great story up here. It was big sports story in Canada. We don't traditionally, Canada has never been known for developing great tennis talent, but right now we're on top of the world.
It's amazing how that runs in cycles.
Yeah,
it's
crazy. We got Bianca Andrescu and Leila Fernandez as in the women's side, and Dennis Shapovalov and Felix Auger-Aliassime on the men's side. I mean, all of them are capable of winning events. It's great.
So
very exciting.
Next Friday when we meet, you want to do predictions for the year as far as division winners? And who wins? Who makes it to the Super Bowl? We'll see how that stacks up.
Okay, let's do that. Let's pick our Super Bowl. The two teams that go to the Super Bowl, and who's going to win, and who's going to win all the divisions.
All the divisions.
That sounds good.
We'll do that, and then the week after, maybe we'll go back and do all-time quarterbacks or whatever.
Yeah,
I'd like to see how
doing an all-time baseball lineup too.
Yeah, once baseball playoffs start, we'll consider doing that. Baseball players by position, or even a starting lineup. People in our lifetime who we think are the best to ever do it. Whatever, we'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah,
and like I said, we want to.
Hockey training camps are going to start next week, I think, probably.
When does the season start? I haven't seen an opening date yet for the regular season.
October 6th or something like that.
October 6th?
I think so. I think the first preseason Leaf game is like September 24th or something, which is only a week away.
And are they playing like a full 80 game schedule, or what's the deal
full
with
schedule this year.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
back to the divisions too. There's no COVID divisions. They're all
I hated that.
Yeah, but it was okay up here because it was kind of interesting.
All your Canadian teams were in one
Canadian division. Yeah,
that must have been cool to watch. Yeah,
it was for a while, but then it turned out some teams were disappointing, and it got to the Leafs. Were in first place all year long. It never varied, so there wasn't it wasn't as competitive, I think, as most people were hoping it would be. But yeah.
All right, cool.
But so should be good.
We want to mention again, anybody that wants to come on with us, talk sports, add your 2 cents, support your team, whatever you want to do, join in the predictions or whatever. We'd love to have you. We want to make it inclusive, like Glenn says.
And please push the subscribe button to Rich's channel and push the bell so you get notification on this video that's coming up every week.
Right. And don't forget Glen Kellaway from the basement. Sub his channel if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, he needs the subs too. We're all
there are millions out there who haven't subbed me yet, Rich. Millions.
I know. I'm in infinity. I'm way beyond that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I'm glad we're doing this. Sports Beat every Friday.
Look forward to seeing everybody. For Glen Kellaway, Rich Strickler here. Let's have a good NFL week, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Peace.